Hello everybody, my name is Emily Lichtite and I'm a behavioral health consultant at CPCD, Giving Children a Head Start. I work primarily in the classrooms implementing the Pyramid Plus approach, and that is what I'm here to talk with you guys about today. Just kind of how the Pyramid Plus approach came to be, a little bit of the history about it, a little bit of how our community uses it to benefit kids birth to age 5. So, and just, the relevance in the community. So, have any of you guys, I know we've talked a little bit about your interactions with Pyramid Plus, but have any of you guys had the trainings, or what is your level of expertise when it comes to this?
I have had the 18 sessions.
I haven't, but I know this summer I'm enrolled in the 18 sessions.
You're going to do it this summer? Awesome.
I'm
Awesome. You're ready for it?
I'm ready.
Ready to learn a little bit more?
I'm ready to see what it's all about.
Yes. It was seriously like a life-changing, career-changing move for me, just to understand more about all of the theories behind it all and how it's all evidence-based and it's proven to work. So this presentation, like I said, is meant to give you a better understanding of the history of it and how it is applied in our community and what we all can do moving forward to kind of spread the word, spread the awareness of the effectiveness of the Pyramid Plus approach. So special thanks to Pyramid Plus funders. Without all of these agencies, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So the Department of Human Services, which also includes the Division of Child Care, Division for Developmental Disabilities and Early Intervention Program, Division of Behavioral Health, Division of Child Welfare, the Colorado Health Foundation, the Temple Hoyne Well Foundation, and Mile High United Way. So they all give us the grant funding and the money to be able to do what we all enjoy doing. And the local community funders and supporters, so those in El Paso County, Alliance for Kids, Community Partnership for Child Development, which you guys are all pretty familiar with, the Resource Exchange, Ruth Washburn Cooperative Nursery School, and Early Connections Learning Centers. So all of these are implementing Pyramid Plus in one way or the other. So the objectives for today is that you guys will understand the history and role of the Pyramid Plus Center. Participants will understand the tiered supports available for scale-up and sustainability in communities, which those are kind of big words if you haven't been familiarized with all of this before, but scale-up is just increasing fidelity of the Pyramid Plus approach over time, and sustainability is making sure that we aren't just doing it for 1 year and ending. We're doing something that's going to last for years to come. Participants will understand where they are and where they are going in their community. So I know, Joseph, you talked about being a part of Pyramid Plus this summer, and so this might give you kind of a better idea of, that's kind of the starting point, but eventually there's a lot of different avenues that you can take once you've gotten that training under your belt. And I know, Kayla, that you've mentioned how you're kind of on the fence about going to coach certification. And so maybe this will give you a better understanding.
Yeah.
Joseph thinks you should.
I'm going to do it probably too.
Sold.
Well, maybe you can pave the way, and maybe Joseph can follow you in those footsteps. It's been such an eye-opening experience and helped me perform way better in my job. Just understanding the basic concepts and having that structure of what exactly it's supposed to be like.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say it's anticipated to be sustainable, and over time, what was the fidelity part that you mentioned in terms of the increases fidelity, or?
Yeah, the scale up is I think what you're referring to, and that's kind of teaching the teachers and then having them be able to teach other people and just increasing that fidelity and increasing the awareness in agencies. And
You're like people learning what it is and passing it along essentially, or educating along the way.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a significant part of the coaching process is peer-to-peer type of things where it's like, well, we're teaching the teachers and then the teachers are teaching other people. So facilitating that process. It spreads awareness. All teachers who have had this type of coaching say that it works significantly and behaviors have really decreased, and it's really good work.
Sorry.
Did that answer your
Yeah,
question?
no, it didn't.
And then you'll know ways you can use evidence-based Pyramid Plus resources. So not only the strategies and all of that, but there are so many resources that are out there. And if we know where they're at, then we can pass that information along to other people, and so that domino effect occurs. And before we move on from the objectives, this is the parking lot. And so this is something that if a topic comes up that I'm not able to answer, or if it comes up and it's like, oh, we don't really have time for this right now, but I'd love to get back to you, or I have really great resources for you, we'll put it up here on the parking lot. So what do we know about Pyramid Plus? So the overall goal is to ensure the high fidelity implementation in early care and education services of 2 national models. So high fidelity implementation means that we are doing these interventions and doing these classroom-wide practices the way that the developers have intended it to be. So we're not straying from it like, oh, I think this will work better. We are doing it exactly the way that they intended it to be and the exact way that research has proven it works. So this goal was based on the requirements of the grant from Pyramid Plus Center original funders, and has been consistently supported by all subsequent funding partners and stakeholders. So this is really just the overall goal, is to reach as many people as we can with the most fidelity that we can.
I love that definition of the fidelity, because like when I'm explaining it to the teachers, like the way you just explain it makes so much more sense than the way that I've explained it. Like, yeah, exactly how it's intended. Like, sorry, but yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
definitely.
makes so much more sense than the way that I think that we typically describe it.
How do you typically describe it?
Not well. Just that, you know, you're doing the things that Teapot, just, I think the way I explain it is more overall, like kind of more broad of like you're doing what they're, you know, what they're expecting, but it makes more sense and it feels more, like if I were a teacher and someone was explaining it the way that you just explained it, it would make me want to do it more than just like, because that's what Pyramid says. You know? So.
Yeah. Using those big words like research-based and proven and all of that, it really draws them in.
That's the thing too, like the word fidelity is always thrown around, and I'm familiar with fidelity, and that's what we're achieving, but high fidelity, that makes more sense because in terms of making sure that it's being relayed across the board, showcasing its scores, that everyone is on the same page and
Doing it how it's intended.
doing how it is intended.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
I've already learned something.
Bingo.
That's how I'm going to describe it from now on. Check.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're all explaining it the same way, then there's
Right.
in working in such a big agency, it's hard because everybody gets information in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And we all perceive it differently, and we all explain it differently, and then, like the game of telephone,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
it's just lost in translation. Thank you for your feedback. So yeah, the pyramid model for promoting social and emotional competence, that's what we're all talking about. And then Special Quest is a birth to 5 approach to early childhood inclusion of children with or at risk for disabilities. So that's more of those children with disabilities, with IEPs, with cognitive delays, whatever that might be. So both of them work together pretty closely. So the Pyramid Plus Center objectives, which is based out of Denver, the UC of Denver. So the objectives is to support state collaboration in interagency teams. So just once again, like getting everybody on the same page, getting the state on the same page, support state policies, partner with other initiatives so that we're all speaking the same language, liaison with national centers so that it's not just on the state level, but we can reach beyond that and use all this information in a helpful way. It's also to provide training and technical assistance for communities, childcare providers, families, certification for coaches and trainers, which is something that I'm in the middle of, and I know you guys have both expressed interest somewhere down the line of doing the same thing. And then certification of Pyramid Plus programs. So the Pyramid Plus Center provides all that training. They work really closely with you to make sure that you aren't doing it alone, that you're not, I mean, it's really just like a year-long at least for me, the certification has been a year-long college course with somebody right by my side that's always answering my questions, that's always guiding me in the right way, giving me resources that I never knew existed. So they provide a lot of that individual training. And then their last objective is to establish rigorous evaluation systems. So database, which I know, Joseph, that you are very intrigued by data and driven by data, and think that there's so much to be had from that, to inform programs and communities. Because without data, we don't have results, we don't have evidence. They establish evaluation systems to plan for sustainability so that this isn't something that just hits the wall in a year and falls off the face of the earth. It goes on for a long time. And then to engage in effective management. So just making sure those systems are in place, because without the system, there will